What's up guys, GoodeZilla back again. In this video I'm going to basically explain how I made my fuel hat modifications for my fuel system here. I have a surge tank with two Bosch 044 pumps in it, and it gets fed from the internal pump inside the stock fuel tank. And I wanted all of it to be no kind of flow restrictions, so basically I modified the fuel hat down here, as you'll see here, to have AN fittings for the feed and the return from and to the surge tank here. So in this video I'll be explaining how I modified the fuel hat and how I set it all up. So I cut the inlet and outlet off pretty much flush, I guess. Not flush with the top, because that was just a lot more work than I was willing to do. I think that it might mess with the structure, since that little piece right there in the middle connecting the two. But I ground away some of the area there, and it's definitely not smooth. Or even, I should say. But I'm going to be using some marine weld, like JB weld, but for marine purposes, and it says it's chemical and fuel resistant or whatever. So I'll be using nylon washers as well. So both of those combined, hopefully this won't leak, and if it does, then we'll just go with like a whole new aftermarket one, I guess. So anyway, let's do that. Shameless plug, if you haven't bought a sticker, here's the GoodeZilla holding a turbo sticker, available at my website, goodezilla.com/stickers. Alright, so we've got my marine weld here, and I got my nylon washers, and I had to trim a little bit because they sit so close together. Basically going to be like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix 2 equal parts of this, and we'll put it on the top and on the threads right here, and we'll put some along the bottom here for the washer, or not washer, nut to sit into. As you can see, there's no room for a washer down here, so I'm hoping that it just being on the threads on the bottom of this to seal to the nut, and on all this should be good enough. So guess we'll find out. Oh, and I plan to seal these up somehow, put like a rubber cap or something on here, fill it with some probably marine weld or something. So I got a nail here. Use that to mix it up, because I don't know if the toothpicks are going to be strong enough, but whatever. We'll get it figured out. Probably more than enough, but I guess that looks about even. And then we mix it up. So try not to make a huge ass mess. I don't think that's going to be very possible, but give it a shot. I think that just means that this nut is never coming out. Jesus, this is horrible. So now we need to put some on here. They look to be snug and done to me. I clean up the edges as much as I can. And then we let it cure for, I don't remember how long the thing said, a while. Like 24 hours or something like that. So this will be the, let me try and get this. So this will be the return back to the tank. And this will be the feed from the in-tank pump to the surge tank. I wanted it to be no restriction, basically. So I had a -8 line going back into the fuel tank and -6 line because that's just feeding the surge, and the surge tank gets the fuel that's not used back from the engine, goes into the surge tank, and any extra will flow back into the tank through here. So before this doesn't really matter. This is -6.
Why did you do that?
So that fuel can get into here, since I'm not using the stock return right here.
Why?
Because I'm upgrading everything. Alright, so as you can see here, I've got the bulkheads going through. I've got some JB Marine weld to make sure everything's sealed up. And I put some inside of the stock return lines, return and feed lines, and then I capped them off. I've got the AN feed line there, and that's going to my fuel pump here. And I set that down gently. And as you saw, I drilled some holes because when you put this into the basket, right there is basically right where the sock is. Not that it's going to pull directly from there, but I want some fuel to be able to get into here since we're not utilizing the stock return there. It's just going to come straight into the tank and not be circulated down into the basket anymore. So that's the plan for the new setup. Wanted to keep this top piece on because if there is any fuel in here, I just didn't want it to be sloshed out or whatever. Not that it really matters that much because I have a surge tank now, so anyway. Alright, so now we'll put the basket back down into the gas tank. It just slides in to this little bracket here. So okay. Maybe I should put the pump in to the basket first. There we go. Let's see if I can. There we go.
I got it.
Okay, buddy, you got it. Good.
Oh. Oh. No, I lose it. I got it. Didn't work.
All right. Woo! I didn't even think about that. That is a close fit. Okay. All right, so basically how this whole system is going to work is we've got a -6 from the stock fuel pump. Well, it's an upgraded fuel pump, but anyway, fuel pump coming out of the -6 feeding the surge tank. Then these two pumps feed into a Y that goes into the -8. Here we go. These two pumps feed into a Y. It goes over to a Y, going into -8 through the bulkhead. And then it goes all the way up to the fuel rail, out of the fuel rail into the fuel pressure regulator, then the fuel pressure regulator into the flex fuel sensor, which is a -6 line. So I'll have a Y and then one line going through the flex fuel sensor and one line bypassing it back into the other side, which is a Y, back into a -8, coming back up through here into into the surge tank to refill all the fuel that's not used. And then this is an overflow from the surge tank back into the fuel tank. So I just wanted this to be -8 from basically from the surge all the way up and all the way back. And so there's no fuel restrictions, no bottlenecking to allow fuel from flowing. So that's my methodology on that. I guess that's a word. So that's the way that's going to work. So now what I'm trying to do is basically just figure out where I'm gonna what I'm gonna do with this plate, because I don't want to completely leave it off. So I'm either gonna cut a slot in it or some holes, do something. I need to figure out where everything is. basically right here. Okay. Alright guys, so here it is in all of its glory. Gonna be putting the carpet back, so I'm gonna, make holes and all that stuff for it. So anyway, got the feed and the overflow and return, and then the feeds to the engine. So I modified this plate. I cut it here and then cut a section out so that my bulkheads and stuff can come up through. And then I just used some vacuum hose basically as some insulator. Factory wiring for the in-tank fuel pump. And I'm actually probably going to take this and move it over to the other side next to where the battery is going to be. So still fiddling with all that. I got a little bit of free time this weekend to work on the car, so that's what I'm doing. And now I just need to make the lines that go from the other side of this bulkhead underneath the car and go up to the engine bay. So, yay! Almost there. Well guys, thanks for watching. Another video to you guys. Been trying to find some time to edit. Obviously that footage was from a while ago. But anyway, I'm trying to get these videos out a little more often. If you guys follow my other social media stuff, my Instagram, my Facebook, I post things on there a little more often just because it's easier to get out to you guys without having to sit down on a computer and edit a video for hours. Anyway, follow my social media. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Hopefully I can start working on this thing a little bit more and get this thing running. My goal to get this thing running before springtime, so I know that's coming close, and hopefully be able to do it. So anyway, like always, like, comment, subscribe, and push that little bell icon so that you stay notified every time I upload a video. It shouldn't bother you too much. I mean, I upload maybe once a week. That's optimistic anyway. So hit that bell icon so that you know when I post a video, and then stay tuned for more. See ya.